Hey everyone, it's OSK. Welcome to another patch breakdown. This is going to be a quick little video of mine that we're just going to be looking at the patch notes, and I'll be breaking down some important points to keep note of as we go. Plenty of changes for heroes, plenty of changes for weapons as well as some ultimates too. And we have that new hero VALDA CUI coming in, and this will drop tonight. I believe it drops at about it's like 9 Eastern or 10 Eastern, somewhere around there, and you can bet I'll be playing it tonight as well. Might even stream too, but I wanted to quickly get this video out so you can see the patch notes and break it down with me. So if that's something you like, if that's something you want to see more of, please feel free to leave a like on the video and subscribe for more Naraka content, and we're going to dive right into it. Starting with the new hero, VALDA CUI. If you didn't see my last video on VALDA CUI, go ahead and check it in the top right, that direction over there. I'll have it linked in the little card for you. She's going to be unlocked by spending 600 gold or 12,000 Tay, neither of which are very hard to come by. And trial vouchers have been added, which means you will get 3 matches to try her out in battle, which is very cool. Glad that they have the trial feature. Now, moving on from there, we'll have the Mid-Autumn Festival. Basically, you're going to be gaining mooncakes by completing quests during the event, and those are going to be redeemed for great event rewards. And this is very similar to the I forget how you pronounce it. It's like Daraka, something like that, where you would collect these little trophies in the pregame lobby. Now you're gonna have, if it's nighttime, you're gonna have these little lanterns. You need to collect 10 of them, and if you collect 10 of them, then you're gonna be able to unlock a mid-autumn gift box during the settlement stage, which is right after the match is done. So that's gonna be pretty cool, and you can receive this up to 3 times per player per day. So this is going to be a pretty cool little festival. Plenty of chances to get some extra rewards from there. As far as in-game function, Shadow Corruption UI prompts are going to be a little bit better. And also after the 3rd Shadow Corruption, your health recovery within the Shadow Corruption is going to be greatly reduced. So this is going to reduce the amount of times. I don't know if it's ever happened to you guys. It's never happened to me. But I've been getting plenty of times where players will, or I've been hearing about plenty of times where players will be outside of the zone just spending all their heals trying to keep their health up and gaining points through there. Now after the 3rd spread, not going to happen as much. So that's pretty cool. As far as out-of-game function, they added free training options, including rage regeneration and resetting the sparring partner, meaning you don't have to change combat on and off, or you don't have to change different options of training to reset your player character, or your opponent character rather. And you can also, I think this is instantly regenerating your rage. So if you're training with your ultimates, like with Tarka's infinite combo with the katana, you can quickly just press a button, and then you won't have to continuously attack the same enemy over and over again. Now for custom match, they've added trove frequency, which means those little loot piles, you'll be able to set how often those can come up in Battle Royales. And also they have weapon damage multipliers in both modes, both BR and Bloodbath, so that's pretty cool. There's also a little friends notes feature. I won't go over too much about it. There's preview videos for weapon skins, so you can try before you buy, so to speak, kind of. You can also dye your facial hair. So if you're a big bearded boy and you want to have a red beard, you can now do that. So that's pretty cool. All right, now we have a new ceiling interaction. This is basically the same as climbing, except now you can set it for whenever you want to cling to the ceiling of a house or whatever. Previously, I think you had to like grapple onto it or jump onto it, but now you can just like climb up the side and now onto the top, I think. So that's pretty cool. There's a whole nother setting for it, and you'll be able to adjust that as you see fit. As far as the store, there's the VALDA CUI. There's plenty of VALDA CUI stuff. So if you like VALDA CUI, if you want to check out the new character and spend some money on her, there's plenty of ways for you to do that. So that's pretty cool for you guys. There's new outfits for VALDA CUI. There's new title season. The season treasure includes 22 brand new items. You got Atlantis Wonder, a weapon skin, Stalactites, which is the longsword skin that everyone's going crazy about. And maybe I'll add a little graphic over to the right of me so that you can see what that's all about. There's also plenty of new outfits. I'm not going to go through all of them. Or maybe I will, actually. Let's go. Gladiator's Fury. We got weapon skin Amaranthus. We got skin Infernal Change, which is the Blood Ripper. We got accessory Snake Vine Crown. And we got accessory Wolf Rage Helm. And now for the epic, we got Sparade, Carapace, Seafarer Scales, Bronzite, Mistbreak Scales. We got Tempest Wrap, Kitsune Mask, which is pretty cool. That's the little fox mask for, I think, Kurumi. We got Bamboo Dome, Flap Wings, Mad, Emote Mad, Gray Wolf Vanguard, we got Undercurrent, we got Gray Wolf Crags, Bamboo Court, Wave Rider, and then the title treasure also does not include any rare items. So this is all going to be epic, legendary, and extreme, and it breaks down like this. For grabbing an epic from the title treasure, you got a 91.8% chance of the epic, you got a 7.6% chance of the gold, and you have a 0.6% chance of the red or extreme, the most rare. So keep in mind whenever you're opening your title treasures that 0.6%, very, very small. Now, minimum guarantee is the same. 100 immortal treasures, you're going to get at least one extreme reward. So if you're a whale and you have a lot of money and you want to spend a lot of money on your title treasures and you keep coming up dry, which I heard the odds are very, very bad. But if you want to do that, 100 immortal treasures, you're going to get a guaranteed red. So there you go. All right. Now we got the title treasure priced at 360 gold. So more than half of the new champ, just in case you're wondering. And then you have a title treasure for all new kinds of rare cosmetics, blah, 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 blah. All right, here we go. Balance changes for the heroes. Team-Up or Team-Mulch. And you get used to saying Team-Mulch because I keep saying Team-Mulch. And in the game, he says Team-Mulch. So it's Team-Mulch for any of you who are wondering. Team-Mulch, Team-Mulch, Team-Mulch. Anyway, increase the movement speed of other heroes who are controlled by the Zephyr Prison. So if you're along the outside of the Zephyr Prison and you're like, taking cover and you're trying to get through the sandstorm, you're going to move a little bit faster now. For Tarka G, they reduced the rage granting speed after Tarka G's ultimate in the Bloodbath. So I think that this is going to be okay. So you can't run around as fast in Bloodbath. That's basically what that means. Tarka G's ultimate is in effect. He loses all wave roll soul jade effects. Players may still punch as usual and consume energy. So if you were using wave roll and you activate blackout, you're no longer going to be able to use wave roll. Very simple, very self-explanatory. One thing that you will not see mentioned in here is any adjustment to his ability to dash after attacks, after performing an attack. So his Tarka Infinite combo with the katana looks like it's still intact for right now. So keep that in mind. You can still get Infinite from Tarka G. Now for Viper Ning, they improved the hit determination animations for Yushan Enigma and all its variants while jumping, which is very annoying. If you've seen my most recent stream, it's only the second one I've ever done on YouTube, but anyway, sometimes it can get a little wonky trying to land the Enigma. So they fixed that for when you're jumping. And also they reduced the stagger duration for downed opponents that were hit by the lockdown and enfeebled to stay the same as those of standing enemies. So just making it the same across the whole board. Now my girl, Yodohime, she's got some buffs and they're pretty big ones. So we're going to dive right in. Thankfully, it's only buffs to her ult. So if you're in an early fight with Yodohime, it's still going to be about the same, but the ult is a lot better. So here, first three strikes of the Ominous Blade and all its variants now briefly staggered Tianhai in his Vajra form. If you didn't know, basically if you're up against Tianhai, you almost could not ult at all because you would trade ults. Tianhai would just be looking at you with a really weird look on his face and just grab you for free. But now, the first three giant strikes of your Ominous Blade are going to be able to stagger him a little bit. So you're going to have a bit of that fighting chance coming in. And now we get on to the Restores effect, which is the second variant. It no longer absorbs cairns. And if you looked at the guide that I did for Naraka Bladepoint, the official channel, which you can check in the top right yet again, whenever she absorbs cairns, it doesn't really restore a whole lot of health and armor. But now they've eliminated the cairns factor. Now she gains a large amount of health and armor with each strike that deals damage. So it's like lifesteal now. And it's going to be prioritizing health instead of armor at first. So you're going to restore all your health first, and then you'll restore all your armor. So that's how it goes. All right. Now here's where it gets really interesting here, because the Ominous Blade Restores effect is not the only thing that has lifesteal now. Now it's all variants. So Ominous Blade and Ominous Blade combo, they both give Yodohime health and armor on hits, which is very, very important. That's going to make Yodohime pretty insane in those 1v1 trades because you got all that damage and now you got healing off of it. You're going to be pretty crazy unless you're a Matari. So that's going to be pretty huge. And they also increase the distance that you can chase people by launching her blade after you swing it with the ultimate. So that little blink that you do after every strike of the ultimate, you're going to get to go farther and chase down your opponents. That is huge. Absolutely huge. And the notes as they leave here is that given Yodohime's poor mobility while using her ultimate, she's often left unequipped to deal with the enemy Vajra. Following these changes, we hope to see them more evenly matched. The newly added restorative effect should also slightly improve her survivability, which is very important in the final circles. So Yodohime, I had her at A. First of all, I need to do another tier list, but maybe you'll see that next week. But in any case, Yodohime is now going to be bumped up quite a bit. So there you go. Because her ult was the one that was holding her back. Now for weapon adjustments, they've adjusted the timing of switching melee weapons when attacking, and they don't say increase or decrease. I think it's easier to swap weapons if I remember correctly, but we'll see. They also optimize the hit stagger caused by melee for downed enemies, so there's no longer, I think this means it's not going to be as big of a hit stagger if you hit a downed enemy now. Now for the dagger, you can now counter following a dagger dash. You could actually cancel a dagger dash by crouching anyway and counter out of that. So this is quality of life for those who don't know the early tech. So there you go. They've increased the dagger dash distance slightly, which will increase dagger's mobility. It already is still pretty good, and now it's going to be even better. Vertical strikes following a dagger dash in Yuring's Rage have been changed to running vertical strikes. This time, the time it takes to follow a running vertical strike with a dagger dash has been increased, while the attack range of running vertical strikes has been reduced. So let me read this yet again. Vertical strikes following a dagger dash have been changed to running vertical strike. Okay, so basically they've removed the jump after dagger dash, if I'm reading this correctly. They've made it so that you no longer like do that little hop. Instead, what you're going to be doing is just doing that regular, running vertical. I guess my brain's not working, but anyway, you're going to be able to run pretty quickly out of the dagger dash. It's something that I was doing anyway by holding down my shift button after the dagger dash, but now they just made it a part of the move after the dagger dash. They just completely removed the jump, which no one used that anyway, so I'm glad they did that. All right, and they've also increased the speed at which you can start running or jumping following a dagger dash, so no more of that little brief period where you couldn't do anything. They've also added blue focus while initiating a soul break, also increased the speed at which soul break can be followed up with further attacks. So this just straight buffed the soul break. The in lag is no longer as punishing, and the focus comes out sooner. So there you go. They've also improved the hit determination for charge, horizontal attacks, vertical strikes, blah, blah, blah. Reduce the time it takes to start crouching, jumping, following your second vertical strike. So the 1, 2, 3 combo, the second hit after your vertical 1, 2, 3, you're going to be able to cancel that into more stuff. I think this is going to open the door for more uppercuts. And also they've increased the distance of the forward dodge while wielding a dagger. So yeah, this is going to improve the dagger quite a bit, because right now in the current patch, doing a soul break into uppercut is not true. And now it seems like it is, because now you can do things out of the soul break more often. So it seems that they really want that soul break into uppercut combo to be pretty true. Now, whether or not they'll have shadow changes to make that combo a little bit harder, we'll see. But for right now, it seems that they really want that uppercut combo. So something to think about for your games now. All right, going to the Great Sword, improved hit determination for running vertical strikes following horizontal strikes, and vertical strikes following crouching. So basically, they just want to make vertical strikes better. Improved hit determination for charge, vertical strikes. Everything's vertical, guys. They want you to hit your vertical strikes, all right? And you're going to be able to do that a lot more easily. So get ready to get bonked on the head with massive damage from a vertical greatsword. For katana, they've adjusted the height of the horizontal strikes against enemies in midair. Now, this might run into a few issues with combos, because if you just saw the other video I posted today, there are plenty of chain combos you can do with katana, and they've also adjusted the height of the first horizontal strike against enemies in midair. Now, it's hard to say, because this is just adjusting the height. It doesn't say whether they've increased it or decreased it. So this could be one of two ways. You could either make it to where the horizontal strikes no longer chain into each other, or they can make it to where it's easier to chain into each other, and you just have to adjust a little bit. This will be very interesting to see how that comes out, because if the katana loses a lot of its combo potential, then it's easily one of the worst melee weapons in the game. But if it makes it easier, then katana might be a little bit nasty. So we'll have to see how this shakes out. Again, be coming out tonight. So I'm going to be testing all of that. Now for the longsword, they've improved the reliability of longsword counterstrikes, sometimes a little bit hard to hit. The counterstrike combo will knock enemies to the ground now. So before, if you saw counterstrikes, I just covered this in the other video too. You hit a counterstrike and then it's true into an uppercut, and then it's basically the same thing as toothpicking except with the counterstrike combo because you just uppercut for free. They are removing that. So now it looks like the only way to get that semi-true is going to be by toothpicking into the uppercut. So we'll have to find a different way to combo after the counterstrike. So we'll see. They've also combined the longsword's 2 energy strikes into a single strike with total damage unchanged. So this makes it sound like the energy strike from the longsword is going to have this kind of cross shape, you see, because it's horizontal and vertical, and it's just going to go at you like that. It's really hard to say how this will affect things. I think this just buffs the energy strikes for the longsword. I might be wrong, but that's what it sounds like. So lots of testing to be done there. But one thing that you'll notice that isn't changed is that longsword hit stun is not changed. So it seems like toothpicking for right now is here to stay. And yeah, that's still a thing. So if you're going to be fighting against a longsword, make sure you're throwing out those focus attacks and focus cancels, because that toothpick is going to be a menace still. So keep that in mind. Now for the musket, they've increased the basic bullet velocity. So muskets are going to be a lot faster. Bow damage is decreased. For soul jades, phantom step is now on dagger dashing. So dagger, again, it's pretty damn insane, and I think it might return to the top of the table. You know, minus longswords. You might even want to pick up a dagger against a longsword now, just because of the amount of focus that it gives you. So keep that in mind, but try not to get countered. For dagger soul jades, excuse me, for abyssal aura, now you can dodge after your blade returns to you. They've also changed it to be 4 strikes, but the soul damage is unchanged. Assassin's lunge visual effects are now enhanced, and nether step retains its former effects, but now it reduces the energy consumption off a dagger dash. So nether step seeming like a pretty cool little way to just dash forever. And abyssal aura, just a little bit of an adjustment. For the musket soul jade, they've increased the bullet speed bonus of sunwing shot. So maybe they're just trying to make musket hit scan or something, because sunwing shot already increased it by quite a bit, but now you have the base increasing, and then you have the increase of the bullet bonus off of sunwing shot. That's gonna be nasty. The bow soul jade, they've decreased the explosion damage caused by burst arrow, which is good. That was annoying as hell. Combat adjustment, they've improved the fluidity of the animation of running charge vertical attacks while the player is unarmed. Okay, that's pretty cool. They've also improved vaulting fluidity, so it's possible to flow from a breaking window. This is like a very niche thing. Hero voice adjustment made a distinction between enemy and ally attacks. Ultimate. I never really play trios, but if you're in trios, I guess this is pretty useful. Quest adjustment. They've lowered the Spirit Walker quest difficulty. Now you only need to mark a single enemy to receive its quest reward. That was pretty nice. It's pretty hard to mark enemies from my experience. I never really do it anyway, and it's kind of annoying whenever they're moving around pretty fast. Drop adjustment, they've increased the drop rate of melee weapons among all weapon drops and reduced range weapons. So this is going to be very, very nice for that early game when you're scrambling for a melee weapon. I know I've gone through an entire area at least once where I could not find a melee weapon, but I found plenty of ranged weapons. So maybe now that'll be a little bit of help. If you're a controller player, read this section right here, because I'm not going to go over it, but there you go. For out-of-game content, player level displays, they're now shown alongside the avatars in the homepage, so that's pretty cool. Now for bug fixing. The fixed issue where you can be hit by sword energy even during longsword clashes. So this means that if you're charting a focus and you got hit by a longsword energy, you would take the hit instead of clanging. Now you will clang. They fixed the issue where following the first attack of the dagger move that knocks enemies distance away, its following attacks wouldn't connect. Yurang's Rage, I think, is the charged uppercut. Now it's I think that's what it is. but now it's making it to where it's a little bit less wonky, because sometimes you can get countered after the dash, and sometimes like you would go for a counter and the dash would just go through it. It's really weird. So they've adjusted there. They fixed issues where players couldn't crouch following airborne vertical strikes with katanas and greatswords, so that's cool. They fixed issue where heroes' ultimates and skills would be blocked by greatsword stone form. Never happened to me, but that would be really annoying, I can imagine. They've also fixed the issue where the Soul Jade Scale Rush wouldn't properly apply focus attacks. They fixed the issue where deflecting projectiles with Divine Bell, deflected projectile damage would not take the attacker's Soul Jades into effect. So now you'll have even more return off of the Divine Bell. They've also fixed an issue where players would be grabbed by a Vajra and somehow be able to avoid taking damage while pressing the F skill. Now that is no longer the case. Fixed the issue where players could not exit the sliding animation for some reason. I did not have this problem, but if you did, there you go. Fixed the issue where running into a tall wall would feature a stride action. I think that this is fixing the sliding down a wall issue. Whenever you're sliding down a wall, you can't really move out of it, but now they've made it to where, I think they've made it to where that this no longer happens. So I think that's what that is. I know that they had something about that in the Chinese patch notes. So hopefully that followed through. And now they fixed the issue where the third vertical strike, Katana Soul Jade for stamina strike, greatsword, crouch horizontal strikes, Spear Soul Jade to reduce blah, 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 would have no blue focus light effects, so focus now properly applied visually. And now they fixed issues where you could interrupt certain actions out of certain Soul Jades special attacks by grappling out of them. And that is the end of the patch notes. So big things to take away. Tarka still has a Katana Infinite. Yodohime's ultimate is now a lot better with lifesteal, and Longsword still has toothpicks. Also, Katana may or may not still have its string combos that I just showed off in a video literally yesterday, or actually earlier today. So yeah, there you go. That's some things to look forward to. Obviously, I will try to go ahead and stream tonight just so I can get some footage with you guys of VALDA CUI, and hopefully that'll go over well. But guys, thank you so much for joining in. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more of these sorts of breakdowns. I know it's a bit of a longer one, but it's a big patch, so teams will get them in bigger batches. Thank you guys again for joining. I'm going to see you later. I've been OSK. Y'all have a great day, and I will see you all out there.